Hi, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm a retired financial advisor. I'm 76 years old. I've been in the stock market business, the investment business, longer than many of you have been alive. And I guess what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try to show you how you can turn $10,000 into $4.9 million just by paying attention to what's going on in the stock market. And I can substantiate that this can happen and you can do it based on past history. What I want to do is show you how you could have made $4.9 million off of a $10,000 investment if you had been paying attention over the last 30 years. But this time it isn't going to take 30 years for this to happen. So that's what this video is about. That's what this channel is about. I've got some knowledge, I've got some experience, and I want to share it with you. I need your help. That is to say, I only have one brain. I only have one set of eyes, and I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of research. But if I can put together a group of people with the same mindset and the same goals, and we work together, and let's say that we could put 1 million people together with that same goal, what could we achieve? Could we turn $10,000 into what, 4.9 million? Yeah, I think we could. So let me show you how it happened in the past, and then I'll show you how it might happen in the future. Again, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just an old guy who knows a little bit about the stock market and wants to help you make some good financial decisions. I'll be right with you.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Grinkmeyer.
Okay, what I'm showing you here is a chart that I've built. I call it my stock market is driven by events chart. And what I'm showing you here in red are the various events that have happened in our economy, in our world, since 1990. And it's what I call the internet or digital revolution, the e-commerce revolution, the social media mobile phone revolution, the big data, artificial intelligence revolution, the EV revolution, and now I think we're entering the healthcare revolution. What I also then showed you in blue is the amount of debt that our country has as we move through this 30 years. 1990, we started with $3.2 trillion debt. It didn't go up all that much in the next 10 years. And then we had the dot-com bubble. And then to get us out of the dot-com bubble, we doubled our debt to $8 trillion. And then we went through the subprime crisis. And to get through that, the next 10 years, we spent another $10 trillion. And then we got to the coronavirus, and we had $20 trillion. And in the next year and a half, we're now at $28 trillion. So the relevance of this is that that's how we financed this growth of this jagged line here, and that's the S&P 500. Okay, so that's the growth. The other things I want to show you is we just came out of 9/11. This is the Afghan war. Our country spent $3.2 trillion to finance that war. We've since cut that water faucet off and said, no, we're not going to give it to you anymore. Created some upheaval. But remember, that's the military budget. I want you to remember the name DARPA. DARPA is the military's end of, they claim they, in fact, invented the internet, GPS. They're right now working on the healthcare revolution. This is the important part of it. Now, I want to show you something else that might blow your mind. This is a growth, it says, of 1,513% from 1990 to 2000, and that's the growth of the S&P. Well, let's compare that to something. Let's compare it to Apple. Okay? That's the growth of Apple in the same period of time. Adjusted for, here you can see, this is the S&P chart down here. In 1990, you could have bought Apple for, let's see, the equivalent of 35 cents a share. Let's see. Apple. 31 cents a share. Today, it's at $147 a share. You do the math, that's the 4.9 million I was talking about. Well, how can I find the Apple of 1990? How do I do that? Well, let's take this off. You've got to find the stock that is the Apple of the healthcare revolution. To do that, I'm going to ask you to read this book. I know you won't. I know that 98% of you have never read a nonfiction book since you graduated from college. This is a nonfiction book. This will feed your mind with so much knowledge about CRISPR and the future of it. And if you don't know this name, Walter Isaacson, he's a very famous author. He made a very profound statement on 60 Minutes about this book. He basically said the healthcare revolution is much, much larger than the digital revolution. So in essence, what he told me, and he said, and it's coming faster, what he told me is if I can find the Apple of the digital revolution, I'm going to turn $10,000 into far more than 4.9 million. And it won't take 30 years. So that's my quest. I understand the history. I understand the trajectory of the stocks. I understand the importance. And let's put that into perspective. The digital revolution has given us all these wonderful things. Our ability to search on Google, to have these wonderful phones that we can communicate with, to have e-commerce, to have Facebook, our way to communicate. That's big stuff. How's that compared to saving your life? How's that compared to taking cancer, heart disease, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's out of your bloodline so that none of your children will ever have any of those things? How does that compare? I don't know. How does it compare to a Tesla? How does it compare? I don't think there's any comparison. If you think the digital revolution revolutionized the world, think about the healthcare revolution. And it's not health care, it's health cure. We're not going to care for cancer victims. We're just going to take it out of their body. We're not going to care for Alzheimer's patients. We're just going to eliminate it through genome sequencing, genome editing, and protein sequencing and protein editing. That's what's going to happen. Okay, let's talk a little more about that. I personally think that's mind-blowing. I personally think that I have the opportunity of a lifetime. Now, my only problem is I'm 77 years old. I think if you're in your 30s, if you're in your 40s and your 50s, if you can find $10,000 and go back to my video on September the 4th, and here's the thumbnail for it, and see the stocks that I'm investing in that I believe are the Apples, the Microsofts, the Googles, the Amazons of the digital revolution. I've got about 12 of them. Are they all going to be winners? No, no. But in there, I'm pretty confident I've got the Apple and the Google and the Microsoft and the Amazon. The other 8, so it doesn't happen. But I've got about 20, 30,000 in each one of them. So it's realistic in my mind to say they aren't going to be 4.9 million gainers. They're going to be $20 million gainers. So that's how I invest. I see a wonderful opportunity for me if I will do my research, if I will read my books, if I will study and become smarter than everybody else in the room. Not everybody else. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a Jennifer Doudna. I didn't invent CRISPR or discover CRISPR. She didn't invent it. She discovered it. It's in your body. It's a natural part. This is not a foreign injection. This is a assistance of a natural function in your body to take disease. I like to compare it to, I was running last month and I fell and opened up my hand and opened up my knee, but you can't see it anymore. My body took care of it. My body came and healed that and put a scab on it, and the scab's gone, and I got natural skin over it now. And that's what the body is geared to do, much as a mechanic is geared to come and fix my car. But he's got to have the right tools, and he's got to have the right knowledge to fix my car. And that's what CRISPR is. And that's what the world is on the verge of stepping into. And that's what you can find an opportunity to change your life. And truly, not only change your life, but change your children's lives, your grandchildren's lives, because this is bigger. This is bigger than the digital revolution. And you got lucky today. I just told you about it. Now, the only question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to study? Are you going to learn? Are you going to take this tidbit of knowledge I gave you and turn it into the best thing that has ever happened in your life? The best piece of knowledge that you've acquired in your life has just been delivered to you. Now, what do I expect for this generosity that I have thrown upon you? I expect you to subscribe to my channel. I expect you to support my channel. I expect you to come to my Discord and share your knowledge. You know something I don't know that could make me wealthy, just as I just shared with you something that you probably didn't know that could and should, and I hope will make you wealthy. Okay, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. We meet at our Discord. You can enter our Discord by going to bestofusinvestors.com. You'll see there a sign-up form that gives your name and your email address, and we'll send you a link to our Discord. And you can know more about the best investment opportunity in your lifetime. Okay, I've done my part. Now it's up to you.